Alright mate, welcome to Toby's Tea Time. Today we're going to be talking about Eurobass II from SubMission Audio. So what is Eurobass II? Well, in a nutshell, it's a virtual bass instrument, and what that means is that it uses MIDI in the form of either playing on a keyboard that's plugged into your computer, or MIDI files to create a bass sound. Now the reason I decided to get it was because I've been really struggling to get a decent bass sound when recording a real bass, and I'm not really a particularly great bass player either. But also I've lent my bass away to a friend, and they're probably going to end up keeping it. So I don't actually have a bass. You can probably see in the rack behind me, I don't actually own a bass right now, so I wanted a decent sound for my recordings without having to then go out and buy a bass. Because I was feeling lazy, basically. And this does the job. So let's hear what it sounds like straight off. There's some settings on here. You've got clean, DI, distortion, and that's the distortion setting we've got on here. So if I put on clean, which is basically your bass with through a clean amp, that sounds really, really good. Yeah, you've also got your DI sound, which is your bass completely direct injection with no amp sim at all. Which is ideal if you've got a really good bass amp sim that you really like, and then you can put that on there, or you want a DI sound, whatever. There's lots of different options. One thing I have been messing around with as well is combining a track of Eurobass DI and also a track of Eurobass with the distortion, and then blending the two to get a nice sound. So what are the controls? First off, I'm going to start here with the amplifier. You basically switch it on and off. So off, there's no lights, and that is your DI sound. On, you've got a choice of clean or distortion. So clean is green and distortion is red. You've also got volume, which just gives you your output gain. String noise, I use that on full, but that gives you the sound when your fingers are moving up and down the bass. So you've got a little bit of string sound going on there. And the muting is similar. When you're playing staccato notes, there's a little bit of a sound that your hand makes when it's muting the sounds, and that is in, and that's what that controls. You've also got width, which gives you ever so slight width chorus to it. Which is pretty good if you have a section of your song which has the bass on its own, or just bass and drums. Underneath the guitar it kind of gets a bit weird, so I don't tend to use that. One of the best things about this, and what really attracted me to this plugin in the first place, is the alternate picking part. So what it does, it works out from the tempo that the song is in, how to make it sound like alternate picking. What you find with a lot of bass sims, when you have a series of notes in quick succession, especially the same notes, it sounds very sampled. So let me try and find a part of the song, like here for example. This is what it sounds like with the alternate picking on. And if you turn the alternate picking off, it sounds a lot less natural, to my ears at least. So that's one thing I liked. So that sounds more like a real bass than me playing bass, which is bizarre. But, we don't knock it. It sounds good. So the last thing I want to talk about on this plugin is the key switches. So what it means is, if you play one of those notes, all subsequent notes that are played afterwards, until you get another key switch, will have that effect. For example, hammer on, pull off, sliding down. So this first note right at the start here, I've got a key switch there, which tells it to play a slide note, and then a key switch here to show that it's a normal note. And then I've done the same here. There's some hammer-ons and pull-offs here. So those are our key switch notes telling you to do that. And the other thing that we've got in here as well, we go back to it, back onto the key switch information, you've also got string noises. So what that means is you can add a little bit of extra realism to the sound by putting some extra string noises in, which is what I have done here. So you see these extra notes right up high in the 6th octave. Those are string noises. So which just makes it sound a little bit more realistic, because bass players are sloppy. And that pretty much sums it up. You'll find that most of my videos going forward will be using this for the bass sounds on, whether it's even the album that I'm working on at the moment will most likely use this, but also my videos on here and my solo work is all pretty much going to be using this plugin. So thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen, give us a cheeky like. If you want to see more of this, give us a cheeky subscribe. And if you want to hear about when videos come out, hit the cheeky bell. And I don't know why all of those are cheeky, but they are, and that's as simple as that. Not all bass players, we love you really.